Just a couple of days ago, we've reviewed the A904 from HXSJ, which I feel is the most accurate mouse at the $10 price range. Today, we have the X600 also from HXSJ, and we'll see if it actually is its bigger brother. As for its build quality, it's built very well, very sturdy with a matte finish. I'm seeing some plastic particles inside for the aesthetics. I just wish they didn't include that so you could save up a little bit more on the weight. Most of the mice that you would get at the $10 price range would have a very stiff cable. As for HXSJ mice, they have really good cables that aren't very stiff, and I don't really feel cable dragging. And that's also again maybe because I am a wrist aimer. The skates are the generic skates you would get at a $10 price range for mice. They're not bad. As for the scroll wheel, it feels really good. There's tactility in the scroll wheel, but it's not too difficult to scroll it down or up. The buttons also are very tactile, but I have one issue with the side button over here. There's about a 1mm to 2mm of pre-travel in this upper button here. And it's something to get used to, but it isn't definitely a deal breaker. So this right here is the software for the X600. You've got two profiles that you could save. Here, you could adjust the DPI and also the color lighting for each DPI you're set on. You also have here the option for your RGB, and here's where you record your macros. My personal macro is the up reset. So far, let's not try to slant it first. Let's just see its tracking speed, if it could catch my flick. Okay. Okay, it stops at a certain point. Okay, spin out. Okay, one more time. Okay. Oh, it didn't register. The tracking speed isn't the best, but that's what you would get from a mice at this price range. The sensor on the X600 very much feels like the HXSJ A904. So far, it has the right accuracy for its price, but it's definitely not at the level of a Pixar 3325 and above. Now, as for its tracking, there are some inconsistencies, but those are expected at its price range. For its liftoff distance, I would say it's around 2mm plus minus 2. There are two cons with this mouse that I feel, if resolved, would make it a better mouse. Number one is the pre-travel on the side buttons. The second con is that there's another plastic shell underneath its shell on top. I wish they didn't include that to save a little bit more on its weight. Despite those cons, I still feel like this mouse is a win because of the pros. Number one, there's an extra programmable button underneath aside from its extra DPI button and the two side buttons here. The second pro is that it's got a very good ambidextrous shape, very similar to the A904. It's good for all grip types, and it's lightweight enough, and the cable is good enough to not bother you. The third pro, of course, is the button customizability, having a driver available. Now, if you're new to macros, this is your chance to start recording on them, playing around with them, do some key bindings, and take that extra advantage compared to your competition. Is the X600 better than the A904? I would say no, not really, because the A904 is 4 to 5 grams lighter than the X600, and I always want that tiny little bit of advantage. So far, when it comes to the sensor accuracy, I would say they're just the same. If you're looking for a design like the X600, go for the X600. But if you're looking for that tiny little bit of advantage for mouse agility, go for the A904. I'll put my review somewhere here. I'll see you there. This is Biboyharanero. Goodbye.